Hi you guys, welcome back to our playlist. It's me again, Amber, and I'm really excited, super excited about today's video because I'm going to be talking to you about content. And I know what you're probably thinking. If you've been here a while, all I ever talk about is content, right? Like how you can create content, how you can use it to grow your business, to grow your reach, to make more money, how important content is, right? But today's a little different. I'm not going to be talking about content that you create. I'm actually going to be talking about content that you're consuming right now and how the content that you consume can be very damaging to your self-esteem, your psychology, your growth. You could be completely stunting your business and your brand development based all on the content that you consume on a daily basis from other people, from other sources. So specifically, we're going to be talking about how you can match your content with your intent. So very, very important topic. And let's just jump in, right? So what do I talk about? What do I mean when I talk about content? That's super important. Let's clarify. Content is really all around us. It's any form of media. We get information, ideas, and thoughts that shape who we are, that shape how we treat other people, what we think about the world, and of course, probably most importantly, what we think about ourselves, how we treat and talk to ourselves. And that has everything to do with your development as an artist, as an individual, as a leader, as a boss. So we need to match that content with our intentions in life. So content's podcasts, content is social media. That's a huge one, right? All that information that you consume on a daily basis when you think you're mindlessly scrolling, that is information, ideas, and images that create thoughts that you take in on a daily basis. That's TV, that's Netflix and chill, that is the music you listen to. These are the YouTube videos that you are watching right now. There's an endless supply. The old school content is still there. Books, magazines, commercials. These are all types of content we're exposed to on a daily basis. If you're like most people, you have one or two mediums that you really pay attention to, whether that's like television or podcasts or your thing. So I'm talking about that. That's the content I'm talking about. And then the intentions I'm talking about are what your goals are for your life. What do you want to be? Who do you want to be like? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? Those are your intentions. And it's super important that those two things are in alignment with one another, or else you are going to feel out of alignment in general. And you might not know why. Things just feel like they're not going right. You're not reaching your goals fast enough, or you can't even get clear on what your goals are because you don't know what you want out of life. I guarantee you that if you feel like that, some of this has to do with the content that you're consuming. Further, what's more scary and more dangerous is that there are a lot of us who don't even realize that we have this issue. Maybe we think we know what our goals are. Maybe we have intentions in life. We just don't realize how the content we are consuming is stunting our growth in that way, whether it's personally or business-wise. So that's what I mean when I talk about content and intentions. And now let's talk about how we're going to align them. So the biggest thing here is if you are a creator, a brand, or you're building some kind of brand, a business owner, a boss, the content around you and how it affects you is going to directly affect how you make money, how you grow, how you reach your goals. So we're gonna start in this video with 5 things that you need to do right away to make sure that you're aligning your content with your intentions. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to figure out what those intentions are, right? Your content and what we're watching for, those things that we need to be mindful of, that's going to change whether your goals are different. Like if my goal is for myself, I'll share kind of what my intention statement is. I really want to be someone who's able to lead people, in particular women, into a purpose-driven life. And a purpose-driven life where they're able to secure time and financial freedom for themselves and for their family. And that is my passion. That is what I enjoy doing. I believe that is why I was put on this earth. So that has taken some time for me to develop, and it's super important for you to develop your intention statement. It doesn't have to be super polished. Maybe you only have a little piece, and be mindful of the fact that your intention statement can change over the months to come, the years to come, the decades to come. But you need something, or else what are we doing here? How do you know what content you should be consuming? How do you know what you should be doing every day? How do you set goals? So number 1 on the 5 things I need you to do, you're going to probably want to get a pencil and paper or a notebook or something and write this down. The first thing you need to do is state your intentions. We need to make your intention statement. So I shared mine with you. I want you to write yours down. And again, this is going to be broad because on any given day, I may not be inspiring anyone to do anything. Like tomorrow, I might just be playing with my kids. But overall, we need an overarching theme for your life. And this could be 5 minutes for you. This could take you 2 weeks to figure out, but we can't go on until we get this step done. So step number 1 is to make your intention statement. And this is something you're going to live with. So paste it everywhere you can, write it in your phone, make it the backdrop, the screensaver on your computer. But this is who you are, right? So now our next step, now that we know that, is to figure out the content we're consuming and if it's in alignment with what we're doing. If it's not in alignment with our goals, 9 times out of 10, we need to kick it out of our life. You do not have room, you don't have time, and successful people have already done this. They are very aware of what's around them, the energy that surrounds them, and they're making sure everything is in alignment so they can reach their goals faster. So the second thing that I want you to do is I want you to be mindful of what you're listening to. And this can happen in a lot of forms. It could be television. So this is anything that has audio. Podcasts, music is a huge one, television shows, and movies. So I'm not saying that you can't listen to something that is like quote unquote trashy TV. I like reality TV sometimes. It's good mindless entertainment, but the truth is it's not always mindless. So if I'm half watching this reality show about dating, it's still inserting images and ideas about dating and what it should be in my head. And let's be honest, there's not that much on TV that is a true reflection of what a real relationship should be like. So you have to be careful of that content. So I need you to be mindful of it. And to be specific, I need you to make sure that 90% of the content you hear and listen to is in alignment with your goals. So if my goal is to uplift women, that means 90% at least of the content I surround myself with better be doing that. So there's probably almost no magazine I can buy at the store that uplifts women on a regular basis. They just don't exist, not the way they should. There probably aren't that many movies or reality TV shows anyway that would support women in the way that I want to. So I need to be mindful of what I consume. So that little 10% is your fun time, but again, 90% listening to something positive. Think about the music that you listen to. I love music. I do. I love rap music in particular, but it is not the most uplifting and positive music in particular for women. So I have to be careful of what I'm listening to, right? The ideas that come from that music, it affects you, and you don't have time for that to stunt your growth, right? So I want you to be mindful of that and limit your exposure. And anything you listen to or consume, you are now going to ask yourself, is this in alignment with who I want to be and what I want for myself? And if the answer is no, how important is this? Because if it's not that important, I can't do this, I don't have time, I'm going to go find a podcast that actually is in alignment with my goals. I'm going to find some form of entertainment that supports me in my areas of growth. So the third thing that I want you to do, this is so easy. It's going to feel like a lot if you don't do it yet, but it's 5 minutes of your 24-hour day. I want you to begin meditating. And if you're not a spiritual person and meditation, like, I don't want you to think it has to be this thing where you have like a whole altar and you like, you don't speak for 2 hours. It's nothing like that. I just want you to take 5 minutes of quiet. You can do this in the bathroom, in the shower. You can do this in your car before you go into work, whatever you need to do, but 5 minutes a day. I want you to state your daily intentions. So you can state what you want for the day. In particular, go back to that intention statement and say it out loud or write it down. And I want you to just spend 5 minutes of quiet. No content's being consumed. And that is really hard in our life. Like most of the time, someone is around us, even our clients are in our ear, our coworkers, our bosses, right? So 5 minutes for yourself to state your intentions and get clarity. And I recommend doing that in the morning. That way you're getting that start to the day that you need to be positive and get your goals accomplished. The fourth thing, we're almost done. The fourth thing is I want you to listen to one positive source of content. So this is not just eliminating the bad content. I want you to listen to something intentionally. I want you to listen to something that's going to be uplifting and positive and teach you something once a day. So it doesn't have to be a 30-minute YouTube video. It could be something on the Morning Brew playlist. It could be another YouTuber that's like shorter if you need something small. It could be a blog, someone who shares like good stories. I follow some Facebook pages that like share happy, good news. It could be just like a video of puppies. I don't care. But you need something that's positive and hopefully that's in alignment, a good 100% match for what your intention statements are. And I want you to listen to that at least once a day. So consume that content, read it or listen to it or watch it at least once a day. And then the last thing, I saved the hardest for last, and that is going to be to remove the negative people, the actual humans that are in your circle that are out of alignment with your goals. So we all know that person or those people who, don't support what you're trying to do, who literally their actions or their impact on your lives are in direct conflict with what your goals are. You can no longer afford to have that in your life. You have to find a way to eliminate them, at least from making an impact on your energy on a daily, regular basis. And so I know some of that comes with difficulty. Like it could be a family member and you can't exactly like eliminate your spouse. But if that person that we're talking about, those people who are out of alignment with your goals are super close to you, you're going to have to do some hard work here and figure out, is it a relationship that you can save? Is there something that you can do like therapy to get that person to where you guys are on the same page? Or is this a person that maybe is an old friend that you can start to limit your exposure to? I'm not saying you need to get rid of them. Like definitely don't eliminate them from life. And I'm not saying you can never talk to them again, but maybe be careful of the amount of time you spend with them. Be careful of who you ask advice from. Be careful of how much personal information that you're sharing with these people, and how much personal information you're taking from them. There are just certain people that you need to be very mindful of. And so those are your energy vampires, the people who only have negative things to say, who don't support you, who don't have a vested interest in what you're doing, and anyone who's not reciprocating the positive energy that you're putting out. You want to start to think about how you can eliminate that from your life. So those are the 5 things that you can do. You don't have to do all of them, but those are 5 things that I know can help you reach a place where your content that you're consuming is more in alignment with the goals that you have for yourself. And if nothing else, if you can leave this video and create your own intention statement for your life, you're going to be in a better place. You'll have more chance of reaching your goals. I read an interesting study not too long ago that was done, I think it was done at Harvard, and they studied some Harvard graduates. And then let me just say it was an Ivy League school in case I'm wrong and someone comes for me in the comments. It was an Ivy League school, but I think it was Harvard. And they basically polled these people while they were in school, and they asked them how many of them write down their goals. And they followed up with them, I want to say 15 to 20 years later, and checked on their wealth, and also checked on, they compared that to who wrote down their goals. Instead of just having ideas in their mind or like general, ideas of what they wanted, the people who actually wrote specific goals down. And the statistic was something like 95% of the wealth from the group, which had to be a lot because they're Harvard grads, right? 95% of the wealth was held by the 10% of people who wrote their goals down in a journal or somewhere official. So I really can't say enough about creating an intention statement and how much that really means to you. If you follow people on social media, if you read books of successful people, self-help gurus, you name it, almost everyone agrees that you need to be writing down very specific goals on a regular basis. So if nothing else, take that from this video. Once you have your goal, make sure that you're being mindful of the content you're consuming and check yourself throughout the day to make sure it's in alignment with your goals. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you in our next morning brew.